We saw this one on a teacher page debating which of these 4 choices would actually be the best answer, or if there's 2 that should be considered right. The problem we have is which of the following terms most accurately describes the set of numbers below. And our set includes 3, the square root of 16, pi to the 0 power, 6, and 28 over 4. Well, let's go through and first evaluate them. 3, obviously that's 3. Square root of 16 could be written as 4. Pi to the 0 power, well, anything to the 0 power is worth 1, so that's equivalent to 1. 6 is a whole number, and 28 over 4, that can be simplified to 7. So we can also think of our set of numbers as being 3, 4, 1, 6, and 7. So our choices to describe it are rational numbers, irrational numbers, complex, or whole numbers. Well, we went ahead and wrote out a brief definition of each one. Yes, there's more involved than what we have here in the definition, but for the sake of time and space, we went with a condensed version. Rational numbers, we know, can always be written as a fraction. Well, 3 we can write as 3 over 1. 4 we can write as 4 over 1. 1 we can write as 1 over 1. 6 we could write as 6 over 1. And 7 we can write as 7 over 1, or we already know it's in fraction form of 28 over 4. So rational could be used to describe all those numbers. But our directions say which one most accurately. So let's keep checking. Irrational numbers, for the sake of time and space, would be non-repeating, non-terminating decimals. Well, since all of these are equivalent to whole numbers, we know they're not going to be irrational numbers. So we can go ahead and eliminate that one. Complex numbers can always be expressed as a plus b times I. And remember, I represents imaginary numbers, which comes from the square root of -1. The only square root we have up here is the square root of 16, which is positive, and it's equivalent to 4. Nothing up here is negative, so we wouldn't be able to rewrite any of those as complex numbers. Our last number choice is whole numbers. Whole numbers are our positive counting integers. So whole numbers would consist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. As we can see from our brief list, everything we have up here, 3, 4, 1, 6, 7, is also included in whole numbers. So that means our numbers can be described as both rational and whole numbers. So which one would be the most accurate? Well, whole numbers are a type of rational numbers because all of our whole numbers can be written in a form of a fraction. So the most accurate, or which best describes it, would be choice D. Our whole numbers would be the best description. Yes, all these numbers are rational, but more specifically, they are also whole numbers.